But Stu, I still have Stu in my care after doing a power hour with Stu to be able to see, is he capable of being president or Supreme Court nominee in the future after drinking 6 beers, as Barack Obama said he used to before he went to college. Now, Bill O'Reilly is here. Hello, Bill.
Beck, how you doing today?
I'm good. I don't know. How do you think this Kavanaugh thing is going to come down?
I think it'll be confirmed tomorrow afternoon.
He's going to.
Yes, I'd say 60-40 at this time. But I think he's going to. It'd be very hard at this last gap for any Republican to vote against him because there's new information. And I don't know whether you guys know the new information because the media is not reporting it, including Fox News. According to Wall Street Journal, Dr. Ford's people, that includes her lawyers and her advisors, tried to get a woman named Leland Keyser to change her testimony. That is in the FBI report, apparently. Now, Leland Keyser was the best friend to Christine Ford when this incident about Kavanaugh allegedly took place and was named by Ford as an eyewitness. Keyser all along has said, I don't remember anything like this. I don't even know Judge Kavanaugh. Well, now the Journal is reporting that Ford's people, and they name a woman, Monica McClain, texted Keyser and said, hey, you got to change your testimony. You got to help Christine. That's a huge story. Well, enormous story.
There is also another story that in the FBI testimony that it shows the leak came from Chuck Schumer. That it was Chuck Schumer's office in cahoots with one of the beach ladies that Ford talked about.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's any doubt about Chuck Schumer or Dianne Feinstein at this point that they are corrupt.
So, Bill, should there...
One more thing. This Monica McClain, by the way, this was the woman who Ford's ex-boyfriend told the Senate Judiciary Committee that Ford tried to help her get through a lie detector test.
Yep.
Because she was applying for a job at the FBI. This now bolsters the ex-boyfriend's account. Now, this may seem in the weeds, but if the Judiciary Committee, and I believe Grassley may do this.
I hope so.
He could haul Monica McClain and others in Ford's camp in front of the committee. And he could bring back Ford and say, you lied to us about the lie detector test. If that happens, Ford could be prosecuted. Now, I don't think it will.
I think it should. It should.
I think it should, too.
Here's the thing.
Anybody, Kavanaugh lied or Ford lied, anybody, they should be held to account.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't care if it is Mark Judge or if it is Professor Ford. Right. If you lied... Yes, you should go to jail.
Right.
This is too serious. This tore the country apart. And
Absolutely.
For what? If this was coordinated, and I mean Chuck Schumer as well, if Chuck Schumer leaked this, he should also stand some sort of penalty. But anybody who was involved, there was one guy who, what was it, Stu? He came out and he said, oh, I know I have this evidence. I saw this happening. And as soon as I'm sorry to ask Stu, he's been drinking this morning, Bill. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, it's bad.
They have him arrested.
Yeah,
Bill, I like to be drunk for all of your interviews, if that's okay.
That's all right, Stu. I mean, it's a better state for you because you can't understand them sober.
That's true. That's fair.
So there's one guy who came out and leveled accusations and then immediately retracted them and admitted that he was lying.
Everyone likes to focus on Ford, but there's been 5 accusers.
Yeah, this is the Newport Harbor guy.
Yes.
But look, when you get into a situation, and this goes right back to the Me Too thing you were talking about. Did you see Alyssa Milano this week say, it doesn't matter if individual men get crushed? It doesn't matter because women have been abused for so many years, and I have no sympathy for men, innocent men, who get crushed. I mean, once you're into that zone, and we've discussed this before, you're into Stalinism.
You are.
No, we don't care.
Yeah.
If some guy didn't do something like Kavanaugh or whoever it may be, and you get it, and your career and family and everything else is destroyed, that's the price you got to pay because of the past injustices against women.
But that is the mixture, Bill. That's the combination of postmodernism and social justice. Social justice now is the vehicle for postmodernism. And the idea is it doesn't matter if she was telling the truth because others have been in her situation.
That's right.
It doesn't matter if he did it because others have been in his situation. What matters is communal justice. That's
evil. The other key to this that other people aren't talking about and the media will never report on is that the same people that organized a sponsored boycott against me when I was on Fox News are now paying people to go to the Capitol to scream and yell at senators about Kavanaugh. The same outfits are doing it. Move On leads the league. All right, they've got the mailing list. They've got all the information. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sitting there going, deja vu? Yeah. Same people. So now, in addition to insanity like Alyssa Milano, individual insanity, then you have an organized, coordinated effort with tens of millions of dollars courtesy of George Soros and others, okay, who are organizing, sending people, paying people to go in and disrupt, sometimes physically, the process. And Americans are basically in the dark. They don't know what's happening, Beck, because it's not reported.
Well, I will tell you, I listen to that stupid New York Times podcast. I listen to it every day just to hear what spin they're putting on it. And it made my eyes bleed today. I couldn't take the hypocrisy. But one of the things they were talking about is, I'm really concerned because things in the Capitol are becoming very scary. They're very scary for reporters and for these senators, and things are getting out of control. Gee, do you think so?
Doing that.
Yeah.
Did you know?
It's not the right.
New York Times.
Go ahead. No.
I love the banjo.
It's not a banjo, but. It's not a banjo,
even remotely close to a banjo. Have you ever heard instruments before, Bill?
Stu, you better watch it, man. I know where you live.
All right, we're about 10 minutes from the beginning of the key Senate vote with Kavanaugh. Bill will be with us. We're going to continue our conversation here in a second. First, let me tell you about Car Shield. Taking your car in for an oil change, mechanic finds something wrong. Surprise, you're hit with a big repair bill. That has happened to all of us, and it hadn't happened to you yet. Where have you been? Because it's going to. If you are not covered, if your warranty has run out, you need Car Shield. You need extended vehicle protection. Don't worry about those surprises. If your car breaks down after the warranty expires, you could be out of pocket for thousands of dollars. But you don't have to worry about it if you have Car Shield. I have Car Shield. You have a car 5,000, 150,000 miles. It doesn't matter. Get it covered. Get it covered with Car Shield. 800-CAR-6100. That's 800-CAR-6100. Use the promo code BECK and you're going to save 10% at carshield.com, or call them right now before you have to bring that thing in and have it and have it repaired. 1-800-CAR-6100. Promo code BECK at carshield.com. Deductibles apply. My blood pressure, this is not good. My blood pressure, we're checking it against, it's science. to see if it's better to drink at moments like this. Stu has already had a 6-pack. And as the Kavanaugh hearing is going on and Bill O'Reilly is here, my blood pressure is 145/98, and my pulse is 120.
145/98. That feels like really.
It's not good.
That doesn't seem healthy.
That doesn't seem. Well, look at.
Well,
me.
I wanted to try to get through Killing the SS, so
yours?
I wanted to get drunk first.
Yeah,
that's how this works. I mean,
wow.
It's a big book coming out. When does it come out, Bill? Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
It's really good.
Yes, that's
really good.
The worst war criminals in history. Tuesday advance, and books already sold 75,000 in advance sales.
Wow!
So
and you only have
that.
71,000 in the trunk of your car, which is nice.
Yeah, I know. and the gas is going up. It's really good.
Yeah, I know.
All over the
it's
place.
actually a really good book, Bill. Really good book.
4 minutes.
4 minutes to the vote. Senator Collins has just voted yes on the advancement. She said she'll announce her final decision at 3 p.m.
Is she delaying this again? I mean, because everyone thinks this vote is going to be consistent with the vote that would happen this weekend. Are we really thinking that she's going to change this now?
No. She'll vote for it. All the Republicans will vote for Kavanaugh because if they don't, they're out of the Republican Party.
Well,
so
Flake.
That's it.
Flake.
Yeah, he's already out of the. Yeah, he's leaving. Right?
Yeah, he's leaving.
Wait,
No, that's true. But I don't think Flake wants to go out on that note. Remember, Flake wants to get a job as a lobbyist. He wants to go around and give speeches, maybe write a book. If he's got the machine against him, that's going to hurt him in retirement as far as earnings are concerned.
Yeah.
That's where he is.
Bill, I want to ask you honestly. Danes from Montana is leaving to go to his daughter's wedding, and this is a really important vote, and who knows what happens in 12 hours even if something goes wrong. But I thought of my daughter, and I was like, you know what? I would totally leave.
Oh, I would
go
leave.
To my daughter's wedding.
I'd leave. My daughter's wedding.
Is that the right choice?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they can't work out something on that. There are ways to vote, but if your daughter's getting married, your daughters get married. Maybe they could move the ceremony later, and they could. But I don't know. But you're right. You got a family first.
And there's no reason why these guys have to be there. Why are we using 1700s technology for these votes? Mm-hmm. There's no reason. He could be on a phone.
Right. And they could make an exception, I think. But you're right. Okay. What else?
All right. Well, geez, Bill.
Jeez, I mean,
sorry about that.
I thought
we're ready to go on SS if you want me to give you some.
No,
we got 2 minutes before the vote. Give us 2 minutes on Killing the SS.
All right, look, the book is about evil. And my contention is that most Americans don't understand evil. My mother didn't. She lived a very,
she raised you.
Life. Yeah, she spawned me, which is obviously, but she loved me and thought I was good. So obviously
she didn't understand
evil. Right. So we're seeing so much evil in America, are we not? People walking into schools and gunning down kids, clerics, abusing children. Chicago, where thousands of people are shot by drug gangs and nothing's done. Opioid epidemic through the roof. This is all evil. It's centered on evil. And so I wrote SS with an eye on explaining to the reader that these concentration camp guards and the people who killed babies and gassed innocent people were farmers and merchants and bankers. They weren't anything trained to do this. They weren't assassins. They were regular people, and once the war started, they put on their black uniform with the death's head insignia and went in and did the most horrible things that history's ever seen.
Okay. The book is better than his explanation. It's Killing the SS comes out Tuesday. Yes. As many of you know, science is really the main focus of this program.
Many awards.
And our many awards and our many scientific papers that have been published. I am a doctor, and Stu will confirm that.
That is true. That is true.
So,
Humanities. That means you can treat the entire human body.
Exactly right.
As you tell me every single time.
Yes. I can treat the entire human body and the mind. And today, we have a science experiment happening in the first hour before we get to Bill O'Reilly and the live Kavanaugh vote.
What a show this is going to be.
What a show this is going to be.
I'm not going to remember it.
So yesterday, we played this audio from Barack Obama, and I want you to listen as a scientist. Yes, play it, please.
Yeah, I think I was a thug for a big part of my growing up.
He was a thug.
I think I was a very typical.
Oh boy, a word he loves. Typical.
He loves that word.
Gregarious.
Yes.
Mischievous child.
Okay, so he was
as a young boy.
He was a typical child.
I think. By the time I was an adolescent and had moved back from Indonesia and was struggling with these issues of racial identity and a father not being in the house, and I think that I reacted by engaging in a lot of behavior that's not untypical of black males.
Typical
across the country.
Black male.
I played a lot of basketball.
I
didn't take school that seriously.
Okay, didn't take school seriously.
I got into fights.
I
drank.
Drank.
Did and consumed substances
and did drugs.
Weren't always legal.
This is amazing.
And I think generally was acting out in ways that when I look back on it, I understand. I think that what got me through those years was sort of a natural aptitude for schooling.
Yes.
Which meant that I didn't have to
do anything,
pay attention too much to be able to keep.
God, he rambles in this clip.
He does.
At least.
Come on, get to it, man. Get to it.
Graduate.
Yes.
Some of my behavior was self-destructive.
Self-destructive behavior. Here it is.
I might drink a six-pack in an hour before.
He'd drink a six-pack
before going back to class.
And then go back to class.
Like
okay, we can shut him up now. I have lots to say about this clip. Lots. Go ahead, take it because you're already behind. Mm-hmm. The sound that you heard, a little, timer, that's going to go off every... All right, a shot of a beer.
It's early for that.
That's all right. He had to go to class early.
He did.
This is science, man. Mm-hmm. Please don't question my my process. Oh, you got to take another. You got to take another shot.
Usually, it takes a while before they start feeling like they're coming every 5 seconds.
Well, that one. Okay. So what we're doing is, I don't believe you can drink a 6-pack in an hour and go to class and, just everybody thinks you're normal. Hey, actually, let me change that. I don't think you drink a 6-pack in an hour and then want to go to class. You just don't go.
Right.
Right?
I mean,
because you're like, okay, there's nothing I can do about this now.
You're not going to be coherent.
Right.
Or at least you're not going to be able to pull off the normal student role, especially for a constitutional scholar like Barack
like
Obama.
a scholar. Okay, so we're testing Stu. He's drinking every time you hear that little chime. He'll be taking a shot of beer every time you hear that. So every minute for the next 56 minutes or something like that.
It's until 56 after the hour, and that goes to exactly a 6-pack. It's basically a power hour, but it's not power hour. 7.5 beers.
Yeah. There it is again. So
I'm gonna hate that noise by the end of this hour.
Stop it. All right.
Oh, this is gonna suck. Now I made a questionable choice. I will say to lead this off. One of my favorite beers, Dogfish Head IPA. Their flesh and blood version, which is delicious. I thought this is a good breakfast beer. It's got a little some orange in there. It's delicious.
You know what really pisses me off?
What's that?
I wasted all of my blackouts before my kids went into their teenage years. That's when a parent needs blackouts, okay? And also, I was still drinking when it was like whiskey.
In like a dirty glass.
Yeah, it's like
smoke-filled room.
Yeah, but put it in a dirty glass. Yeah. That was my experience. Then I stopped drinking, and they come out with all these great flavors. Of course, if they have beer that, tastes like cookies, I would have been dead. Maybe it would have been gone.
I've got a Snickerdoodle Ale here.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get to it in a minute.
Now, the problem with this one, as I do this shot here, home, is it's 7.5% alcohol, which I didn't really realize when I pulled it out of the fridge today. It's a little high.
You didn't say what kind.
No, but I mean, you got to figure Barack Obama before he goes to school, it's like Bud Light or something. So that's,
is it? Or is it the typical black beer?
We should, I guess, to be really
as
loyal
non-racist as he is.
We should all come together and figure out what the typical black beer is and drink that. Thanks, Barack. Maybe he can tell us.
Can you believe that's the other thing we wanted to talk about on this was this guy? I'm sorry. If that was said by a white guy, it would be so racist. Can you imagine anybody saying, well, the typical black experience, they'll get up and they'll play a lot of basketball. They don't take school seriously. They get into a lot of fights. They drink a lot, do drugs, and go to class hammered. Can you?
God, I hate this noise already. Sarah picked that noise, and I hate you, Sarah.
So,
but you're right. Even half of that is a career ender if you happen to be white or conservative.
Yeah,
either one. Just saying. Honestly, if let's say, I don't know, Mitt Romney came out tomorrow, or Orrin Hatch, or Jeff Sessions, or John Thune came out tomorrow, just like, by the way, one of the interesting things about the typical black person is they're always playing basketball.
He'd be done.
Kavanaugh
would be done.
Kavanaugh, yeah.
Forget they've accused him of gang rape, and he's still going strong. If he would have said, "Yeah, while I was running the gang rape thing, I thought it was better than what the typical blacks do, just playing basketball," he'd be out. He'd be out.
I mean, and the fact that he loads all of that on. The fact that he loads all that on, and there's like 5 horrible things. I mean, but saying that people play basketball is not a bad thing.
Sorry, it's science, man.
Saying that people play basketball is not a bad thing, though it would be called racist if it was a Republican. But when you're getting into they don't pay attention to school, they're always fighting, drinking, and doing drugs. Like, that is legitimately like just racism. Right? It's just to say that an entire race is doing that regularly.
And I didn't notice until that time how many times he used the word typical in his.
Yeah, he likes it.
He loves the word typical.
And by the way, in a way, it really does vindicate this moment you had on Fox many years ago.
Do we have to bring that up?
Yes,
or is this the booze talking?
No, I'm a good half a beer in, so let me go. No, I mean, it's, in all seriousness, it's like. What you said at the time, and as you said, you've poorly phrased it on Fox, but as we talked about just the next day, he sees everything through the prism of race.
Yes, he does.
And he said he was struggling with his life because of
drink.
Because of
I'm a scientist.
Because of his racial identity issues.
Drink. Okay.
Do you know how Power Hour works? I have until the next one to get that thing down. It's okay. God, this is going to be hard. This is way too. Just not the right time for this. You know?
When is the right time?
When you're 21 is when the right time is, okay? I'm double that.
All right. You're pathetic. You'll never be an alcoholic. There's a right time. Yes, all the time.
You used to not drink until it was 5 p.m., if I remember correctly.
That's what kept me from being an alcoholic in my head.
That was your excuse, right?
It really was.
Your little line that you drew.
Yeah, I drew this line, this crazy line, because I thought alcoholics are drunk all day. Alcoholics get up and they drink. So I'm not going to do that because I'm not an alcoholic. And I would literally, no matter where I was, I had alcohol in my hand and I watched either on...
This is infuriating.
I watched either on my watch or a clock. I would watch the second hand go to 5 o'clock. And when that thing went to 5 o'clock, I drank immediately at 5. And that was the thing. Oh, you got to fill that up. Another beer, please.
I have to mix the beers?
Yeah. We'll drink it and then drink another one. I mean, if you're going to burn some